Hey, good morning, church. Welcome back to the Ride In. It is Tuesday morning, December the 10th. And this morning I wanted to talk to you briefly about this idea. I was reading in 1 Corinthians this morning, and I think it was around chapter 14, maybe 15. But anyway, the Apostle Paul was speaking in the context of tongues in the church and the importance of the people being edified and understanding the word, and it was more important for people to be fed spiritually and to learn intellectually and to be able to understand the truths of God than for somebody's so-called gift to be used. And that's all coming right after this great chapter of 1 Corinthians 13 on love, and how really the love of Christ, the love for people, should permeate our ministry, our activity, our preaching, our teaching. And these are all things Paul's dealing with the Corinthian church. But I came to one portion of that text where it talked about if you give an uncertain sound, and he's speaking kind of in the realm of a trumpeter, a certain trumpet sound, who will prepare himself for the battle? Throughout history, and even in the Old Testament, there were certain ways that they were to play the trumpet, certain sounds that they would play that would tell the people or the soldiers what they needed to do, and that the way they would play, or the sound they would play, would help the people determine their actions. And Paul's kind of using that analogy to help them understand the importance of clarity in communication. How are the people going to know that they need to prepare themselves for the battle if they're not sure what the trumpeter is playing? And he's saying, you need to, when you're proclaiming a message, when you're communicating a truth, it needs to be clear. It needs to be unmistakable. It needs to be consistent. It needs to be something that people have no question as to what is being said, what is being communicated, and what, so that they can have the proper response. If there's one thing I've learned in leadership and in pastoring the church, is that you don't get what you expect, you get what you inspect. And people need to know, and that's not, that statement is not on the people, that's on the leader, that's on the communicator. People need to know what they need to do, and that's why you're the leader and they're not. And we can wish and expect and hope and that people would just see the need and take the lead, but in many cases that's not their calling, and that's not how they're equipped. They're waiting to be told, they're waiting to be challenged, they're waiting to be led, and we've got to lead them, we've got to show them the way. And that happens through communication, clear direction. What are the next steps? Now let me use that in a way that can be helpful to anyone. I believe that as far as your testimony goes, your example, the way you live your life, it gives a sound to the people who witness your life, the people who you interact with. It communicates. And is your lifestyle, is your testimony, is your reputation giving a clear sound, a distinct sound, so that people know who you are, what you believe, what you stand for, or is the message that is coming from your testimony one that straddles the fence? Now, if you're searching, you're not sure, that's one thing. if you're a believer in Christ and you're dabbling in the things of this world, you're loving the world, the things of the world, the pride of this life, materialism, transgressing the law, sin, just that is destructive to a person that may be searching and needs someone to show them the way, it needs someone to let their light so shine before men. And so if you're a Christian and you're supposed to be the light, yet darkness is permeating from your life, what kind of message is that telling to the people who witness your life, your co-workers, your family, your children, your spouse? So it's important for us to embrace that text, as Paul said to the Corinthian people, that we give a certain sound, that we give a clear communicated message, certainly through our words, but also, and probably most importantly, our actions, our demeanor, our attitude. People need to see us give a certain sound. If we say we believe something, our life should clearly tell that. The world is looking for the truth. It's looking for the light. It's looking for someone who is going to actually follow through with what they say. And we need to do our best, with God's help, by His grace, to give that certain sound. There's some interesting things to think about there as we think of that text in 1 Corinthians. I hope that's a help to you, Christian. I love you, and I hope you have a great day today. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.